한대가 끌린대 opposites attract Don't know about me and you, yeah we fell into the cracks Yeah 갖고 너네 no cap 왜 나는 보여 what's happening 객관적일 수가 없이 이미 game white flag and waving fast Yeah I'm leaving back but 말해도 너만 보면 나도 내 맘 I don't know 이건 love a relationship 헷갈리기만 해 girl I'll tell you I'm sorry if you want me back I'll tell you stop trying Yeah, yeah, you got me Let it go 얼어붙어 like whoa 어지러워 I see 한여름에 더 녹여 너의 cold-blooded Let it go 얼어붙어 like whoa 어지러워 I see 한여름에 더 녹여 너의 cold-blooded Yeah, girl, you cold-blooded Yeah, yeah, yeah Girl, you cold-blooded Girl, you cold-blooded Yeah, girl, you cold-blooded
Girl, you cold-blooded.
Yeah, yeah, yeah
Girl, you cold-blooded. Girl, you cold-blooded. What's up, everybody? It's your boy One Gun here, and I'm coming to you live from St. Louis, Missouri, from the pits and depths of St. Louis, Missouri. I see that a few of you have made videos and have had some good, honest discussions about the topic that I raised yesterday about Iclone hate being broken, and it still is broken. Thing about it is, it depends on who it's broken for now, because the first was just broken for us. But I basically confirmed it today that it's still broken. The thing about it is they have included tools inside of Iclone to where it's no longer an issue about the animations doing what they do. So they actually took something out of Motion Builder, and I'm surprised they did this, but they took something out of Motion Builder, but they still got issues, especially for filmmakers now. Now, if you're making films and stuff like me, and you're tired to go to the Motion Builder, it's all right now. I can come in here and actually don't have to go to another program to correct the animation or correct the direction, because I don't really care if the animation's on the root or if it's on the hip. But at first it mattered, because they didn't have a fix for it. But now they have a fix for it. But hey, how's it going, Spinks? So Spinks made a video yesterday. A couple of people have been commenting, asking me about what's broken. Now, what's broken? What I said was broken yesterday is that. Hold on. Let me. Okay. So Spinks made a video, and basically her video showed me that they had a fix for it, and I was like, oh, there's a fix for it. But the thing about it is, they may have fixed it for us, the people who use it, but the people who they're aiming for, the game developers, is not fixed for them. And I covered it yesterday when I said that the animations are based on the root, the world axis, which is the root. The root anchors the character to the world, versus the local translations, rotations, which should be orientated towards the hip, which keeps the character, going anywhere in the world it wants to, because the root's kind of like the anchor, and with that anchor, you can actually move that character in any place in the world, and the character's supposed to translate and transverse any place in the world, right? So you got two things going on. I hope I explained it right. But the main thing is that no, it's not broke. No, it's not fixed. It's not fixed. They just put a tool in here, similar to the one that they have in Motion Builder. Now, this is very similar to the one they have in Motion Builder. Very similar. Because what I did is I took the same animations that I used yesterday, and Spinks told me that she bought the pack and they didn't have the conversation in it. That's the only one she was missing, but that's okay, because it actually works, because I actually use the motion direction control, this little thing right here. It actually fixed the issue, because when this thing isn't engaged, I'm going to hit revert on this, right? I'm going to revert it. When it's not engaged, the character goes back to the 0. And the reason why it goes back to the 0 is because the hips are screwed up, right? The animation is still on the root and not on the hips, or wherever the local axis is for this character to translate and traverse throughout the whole area. It's still broken. They're still putting animations on the root. And I saw that yesterday when I was looking at Spink's video. She had the arrow on the character, and the arrow was supposed to be hooked to the character's root, but it was moving and not staying still like it's supposed to. So I'm like, it's still broke, but they put this little fix right here. This right here is the little fix that I've been waiting for a long time. I didn't know it was in there because I didn't have Iclone 8. Now, this is the trial version of Iclone 8. All right, I don't have the full version. I just got this just to see if they fixed it and to see who do they fix it for. So this fix is for us, right? The people who use it, make movies and stuff like that. Right now, you cannot use this program to make games. Look at the problems that John Connor's having over there when he was trying to import some motions in or whatever, and they kept on glitching out on him because he came over and did the motions over here in Iclone. If he had motion builder, you wouldn't have that problem. If he took his motions straight from motion builder straight into Unreal Engine, he wouldn't have had these problems. But here's the problem right here, and the problem still exists where they have the translations on the X and Y axes on the root instead of being it on the local, which is the hips or the pelvis, whatever, which one. I mean, they can put it on the pelvis, instead of putting it on the root, but you want to keep the root predominantly clear of animation if you're especially going to use this shit for games, because it kind of throws everything off, So yeah, it's still screwed up, but like I said, they fixed it. It's fixed. It's a fix in here, but the fix is basically a paint over. The rust is still there. The rust is still there, folks. So what I basically did is I put in the same motion yesterday. The guy's gonna walk, right? Then he's gonna turn, and then he's gonna talk, and there it is. So with the motion, so you just click here and you go to motion direction control. And you click on this, and it says previous clip and next clip, right? So if I'm going to the next clip here, like if I had something in the back of here and it wasn't matching up, I would just click this, and I'll just click this, and then it'll match it to the next clip, But it's just like the match tool inside of Motion Builder. So somebody over there has been watching me. I'm the only one who uses Iclone and Motion Builder. Only one. I do believe I'm the only one who uses Motion Builder and Iclone. They've been watching me. They've been watching me. So I hope they're watching me now to let them know they wouldn't have had to make this if they would actually fix Iclone and take the translations and keyframes off of the hip. All right. So, off of the root motion. They need to clear the root motions. They didn't make Iclone away. There's no animation on the root. Right? You leave the root alone. That way, I don't have to make the little funky, funny boxes, because I do believe the reason why I make those boxes, let's see. I'm not too sure, but I can try something here. But yeah, so here we are right here. So this is messed up, but as soon as I click this, everybody knows this already, and have it aligned to the root, and just hit align. And it aligns itself, and it does it very well, very nicely. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this. I'm going to align it. They don't have. See, I knew you wouldn't have it. Okay. So I can align it to the root, but I can't align it to the hip. Thus, meaning they know this, and that's why they don't want you to align it to the hip, because the hip would have been in here. See, it's not in here. Why come they won't align me to the hip? It's because they know that those X and Y translations are still on the root, and they never fixed it. What they did is they made this little doohickey to paint over the rust. So there's still rust. There's still rust under the paint. They didn't fix shit. Now, this works in our favor. This is good. That means I can now only use Motion Builder for more complex scenes with this. This is a fix, because the stuff I'm working on now in Iclone you know, it's hard because I have to keep on taking the stuff and taking the motion builder and bring it back. But this actually helps me out. This saves me time. This will save me time for me as a filmmaker, but it won't help nobody who's a game maker. All right. So if they still want to sell this stuff and try to portray it as a professional tool for game developers to use, they need to fix the rust up on the paint. They need to scrape that paint off, get that rust. You know, get the Bondol, you know, put it on there and sand it down and paint over it. Other than that, it's broke, but not for us. All right. So there you have it, folks. There you have it. I was partially wrong. Well, actually, I wasn't partially wrong. I wasn't partially wrong because I said I didn't know, and I wouldn't know until I got a copy of Iclone. So I went and downloaded the trial because somebody said download the trial and try it out. I said, okay, I did. And this is one to test. This is one to test I always do in iClones, is I line up a bunch of motions and see if they've done anything to fix it. And this is the perfect fix, man. This is, when I get Iclone 8, this is perfect, you know, because this keeps me from spending time taking motions, finding motions, and jetting them off over into Motion Builder, then bringing them back. You know, that saves me time. So only thing now I have to do is just only now just the only time I have to go to Motion Builder now is when I'm doing complex fight scenes or complex very complex scenes that I can't that you won't be able to do inside of Iclone no matter how many fixes they give you. All right, so I'm done. I mean, yeah, Iclone is good for filmmakers. Yeah, I will definitely say that. But if somebody said they're gonna make games with it, I say, well, this is why you don't get it. This is why you don't get it. But I think so, but if Spinks was the one, I mean, everybody got to give Spinks a big round of applause because she was the one who did that test yesterday. She sent me the test last night, and I did see some things in her test that she did which made me think, let me see something. Because one thing I wish she would have did in her test was to go inside of to pull out the curve editor and look and see if the X and Y axes on the root motion of the root had animation on it. That's what I want to see if it was, because if it was still broke, right? But I know it's still broke. I mean, I can prove to you it's still broke. And they're putting animation on the root. Well, maybe for them it's not broke, but for me that's broke. If you're a game developer, that's broke to you. I'm not a game developer, but I know because I work with people who develop shit for games, and they tell me about root motions, and they say like this: you don't want to put no animation on the root, especially if you're making games. You know, that's why people sell in-place motions and shit like that. So I know that it's still there. The issue is still there. I know that. And I know that because over here, when it asks you what part and position, do I want to line it with the head? No. Root? No, I want the root to stay clean. That's pointless. It's not going to work. Everything is all it's going to do is bake everything down to the X and Y axes on the on the root. You know, not going to work. As you can see, left hand, right hand, left toe. So they list every major component, but the actual local axes, which should be the hips, you know, should be the hips or the pelvis, which one. But yeah, folks, if you're a filmmaker like me, Ben Tuttle, Spinks right there, it works. You know, it's fine. I mean, we're not going to make games. We're just going to just bake out animations and take them into Blender or whatever, or Unreal Engine, and that's it, you know. But if you're a game developer and you try to bake these animations and take them over there, you're going to have issues because you're going to have animation on the root. And if you try to take those motions off the root and try to put them on the translator, put it back on the hips, you're going to have issues. You're going to have really bad problems, you know. And you're going to be spending weeks trying to figure out what's wrong. But what's wrong is that you brought them in here and you let Real Illusion tinker with the program, Iclone, tinker with your motions and reassign the X and Y axes of the root motions and put actual frames on it. And then you take it back over to Unreal and then you go over there and say, hey, this stuff is gumpy. What the hell? You know, what the hell's going on? You know, so A+ for the filmmakers. We won this fight. I mean, they've listened to us and they actually put this little doohickey. Like I said, this is a copy. This is a watered down copy of the match tool that's over there in Motion Builder. They also have layers too. I haven't tested it out yet. I might test it out today. I got this thing for 30 days. All right. Until I buy it. I got 30 days till I buy it. And I'm probably gonna buy it sometime maybe 3-4 weeks, whenever I get some money. But this is extraordinary that they fixed this for us. That means somebody must have told them, or they figured out how to make, because all this is right here, folks. This is nothing but a Python tool. That's all this is. This is just a script. This is a Python tool. This is nothing special. It ain't anything new. It's just a Python tool script to fix this. Something they could have had in 7. Something they could have had in 6. Well, actually, we didn't get Python script until 7. But this is something they could have had a long time ago. They could have had this a long time ago. They could have had this in 7. Don't know why they waited until 8, to bring this out. But hey, it's real illusion, what you expect. But if you don't believe me, open up your curve editors. Come in outside of Iclone 8, click onto the character, sample the torso, look at the root, and you will see that there's translations on the X and Y axes of the translations. So, with all that done, I think I'm done. Thank you, Spinks. And like I said, it's fixed for us. If you're making films in Iclone, hey, this saves me a lot of time. But if you're making games, you better start hitting up the support. That's all I got to say. But if they were able to make a Python script to fix this little piece of shit, I mean this little issue right here, if they've done that for this, well, they can actually probably make a script that can actually transfer make a Python script that transfer that root motion over to the local axes. Get that animation off the root. That way the root is clean when you take it over to Unreal Engine. But that's just me, folks. So this is One Gun. I'm signing out. Thank you guys for showing up for this very short one. I'll be back tomorrow doing some more work. I had a long day today. I just thought I'd pop in and give 3D Spinks. Check out her channel. She has a lot of good stuff on her channel. Too bad she doesn't do live, but she does some really cool stuff on her channel. Check her out, folks. And that's it. This is One Gun Shun. I'm signing out. Peace.
And then you will go away. I'm not gonna be begging you to stay. Said maybe if you asked me yesterday, I would handle this shit differently. Things are different, I'm a new me. That's not gonna happen. That's not gonna happen. That's not gonna happen. So even if you're asking, even if you're asking, 'cause I do what I do, and it's time for something new, yeah. Gotta know when to let go. Gotta know when to let go. Gotta know when to let go. Sometimes getting up can make it grow. Can make it grow. Can make it grow. Don't wanna be stuck in a spot, telling you it ain't what I got. Don't wanna be stuck in a spot, 'cause I don't really like what I got, so I change.